So, I think in part this is running up for a new record of running late. Because we are so late that we might just barely put in like a lap worth of practice. Oh, come on, why are you opening on the wrong screen? And what isn't helping right now is my... Because I have decided today to wash a bunch of shit, including my facial interface, I decided to wash both of them. But this means this one isn't fully dried. And it seems to me that it's right now fogging my lenses up because there's just a bit too much moisture in my headset. Oh, could I have? Right, this event here. Copy the password. Multiplayer. Wrong car. We need crossbow. KTM. This one. Right, okay. Oh yeah, and I have to still switch the... So, multi-class. Connect. So, while we're doing this, I swap... Oh yeah, we're actually in the ACC scene. Applause for... is actually figuring itself out. Now, we do have only 5 minutes remaining in this qualifying session. I haven't turned a single lamp of practice. I'm not gonna set my pedal cam up. We will just drive for now and solve the setup problems briefly. There's no refueling allowed. I think I have 35. Oh yeah, right. Brake bias, rear what's the shit. Yes. One thing that I remember is this car had absolutely no fucking stopping power ever. It needs more suspension travel on the front. Because the crossbow doesn't have any suspension on the front, and we're gonna cut a bit out of the rear suspension, I guess. Besides that, yeah, I think I'm closing the brake ducts a bit. We're gonna probably pour some additional pressure into these tires. Alright, let's hope this all works. But isn't like a complete disaster.
Low tire pressure, stay away from curbs.
It's been a hot minute since I've driven a GT4 Cup. Although last time I drove GT4 it was actually the Maserati. Oh, there's so much push over the front axle there. Wow, that is understeer galore. I was too late, most likely on the brakes, but like this thing has to stop. Holy shit. Like, I want to drive the Rex over this thing. This has so much more understeer than that. Like, Jesus flipping Christ. Holy shit. That listed off the circuit there. And the problem is we have to shoot in the dark for an actual qualifying setup. an actual race setup. We have to completely fire in the dark for that stuff. Absolutely no clue. Man, my right side tire is like completely cold, ice cold. But it is actually up to pressure, so that's, I guess, something. We're gonna probably race the rear right tire in an attempt to get this thing to turn. I'm driving right now like a grandma, probably like 3-4 seconds off the pace. Oh no! No! That's my only lap! I'm gonna start by the M2s because the car drove off the road. Ah! Ah! God fucking damn it. That is annoying as fuck. Ah. Do I perhaps have sets for this car? On this track? No, I don't. First time driving here with this car. Come on, turn on. So we're gonna set up the cam so we have that working. But yeah, these are issues that we won't like face during the main championship because that's run on Wednesdays and I don't have like scheduling conflict on Wednesdays where I run so late that this becomes an issue. Ah, oh, come on, connect for fuck's sakes. Stop complaining, just fucking connect. This isn't rocket science. I really hate the fact that the mount is broken again. 56. I do think I remember having driven like lap times with these cars. So we have about 2 minutes to do some correction on the setup, I guess. Temperatures have not changed much. We know we're like running cold on the tire front. Raise the rear right height. Man, there is absolutely no spring stiffness on the rear. Like, let's immediately change that shit and let's soft the front suspension up. I mean, there aren't that many clicks you can do with that, but we need to soft the front suspension that this car doesn't turn, so we need to solve that problem a bit. It needs to be allowed to turn. 62 liters is probably more than I ever would need for half an hour. Just take 50, most likely that's enough. Rear tires were quite under pressured, I would say, so we're probably gonna put 0.4 perhaps into those tires, and we're actually removing pressure here and definitely removing the pressure here. So this can probably like massively backfire on me, but this is like practically the best shot I'm gonna take at this thing. There's a lot of toe on the rear. Come on, go out. Come on.
10 seconds.
Drive. Good. We did that. We're on the grid. Everything is working.
Stay single file.
We don't have any mandatory pit stops, we just need to drive. I mean, it can only go upwards for the last. So If I got that lap in, it would have been nice. Oh, I just stalled the card. I thought I hadn't switched the engine on yet.
Stay away from curbs.
Switch the ABS up, and then we'll do some brake warming. You can move with the brake bias on this car to 44%. It ships default with 59. Like, that's values you find on the boat, which goes only down to 50. Because it's heavily forward biased. Oh, hell. Well, that fills me with confidence for the race start. What are you guys doing? It's the fun. I definitely should have put a lap in because we seem to be dealing with a bunch of people similar to me didn't put a lap. I didn't have a clue how to drive the circuit. But at least I have some experience of driving this car before. Oof. Oh, my right side tires are actually overpressured already. For fucking sakes. Pressure values are completely wrong for them.
Going double fine.
Move the brake bias again. Switch the ABS down again. Like, how hard is it to drive in the fucking formation, guys? Like, these guys cannot figure out how to do formation right now. Side by side.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Oh.
Got some light.
Ah! It's like I do nothing wrong, and I'm still the one who ends up nearly the worst. Nearly. It's the M2 who ended up the worst, but like, come on. Like, this is the biggest dumb fucks in history that are driving here. Like, no practice, show up for this event, and then can't drive. Like, you can only do that shit when you actually can drive, and you guys clearly can't. Wasn't even contact really with that McLaren, and he still sent himself on.
On the right. Clear on the right.
Ah, the stupidity of some people takes the bounce. Right, we have the other KTM in front. I mean, he qualified about 10 seconds of pole position, which gives a rough idea of what we're dealing with here.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Excuse me, please. What the fuck was that? I gave you enough room there, clearly. I think he spun probably the tires up and launched himself onto my side. Yeah, it's 7 seconds worth of repairs on my car, and the KTM takes a lot of permanent aero damage very quickly. Right, now it is nursing this car around the track. Perhaps pick off a few positions while we're at it. But I mean, there's people already 7 seconds ahead of us, which is like, okay, fine. The tires are just over-inflating completely. God, 28 PSI on the right side tires. It's just completely out of whack. By this guy. Still not good exit, for fuck's sakes. Car's in front at a 59 last time around. Where's my clock gonna stop? 59.8. Not terrible considering this lap was quite shit. But they're fighting actually, so. And we have to still pass this ass in front. Well, I mean, this car doesn't stop and I still easily outbroke him, so that's a positive, I guess. I guess maybe the GT4 ass doesn't stop either. Hey! At least when I'm driving it doesn't stop. The GT3 version of that car. Right, we have a bit of a mission here. I mean, the handling isn't too terrible right now. I say that and immediately overshoot the next con. Fucking hell. God, I hate this car. It immediately decides, hey, you wanna have understeer? Like a shit ton of it now. That corner is just such a nightmare to drive if your car isn't 200% trimmed in. Horrible lap times, absolutely horrifically terrible. I still have no delta because I haven't put in one valid time yet. Barely made up any time on the car in front. If I brake early, the car feels oversteery through that section. It's so weird. I have one of the M2s now to lap. 50 flats.
That's the fastest lap.
Needs improvement.
Slow car ahead.
One less car to pass, I guess.
Slow car ahead.
One of the other guys tripped up. I think the race leader in the Alpine is like massively ahead of everyone. Oh, I hate this corner so much.
Car on the left. Clear on the
I
left.
have a feeling this guy might have repaired his car. Looks fairly in one piece. But he cost me quite a lot of time there lapping him. So the lap time was absolute shit. Yeah, the race leader is about 16 seconds ahead and we've run only like 10 minutes. Granted, I've had to pass the entire field and was stopped in turn before I even had to reach turn 1 by a dead M2, but let's not irritate with that. Understand why nobody drives this car, because it doesn't feel particularly satisfying to drive in comparison to some GT4 cars. No improvement on my lap time. I'm training thousandths of a second with myself. No, hundreds actually. Still, that's not an improvement really. Whoa, 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 whoa! What the fuck was that? Car was like, no, we're gonna go right now, and I was just like, no, we wanna fucking go left. We wanna enter the corner. Cost me half a second because the shitbox decided that it wanted to go the other direction from where I wanted to go. this corner's so tricky. Get braking point right foot. And here I'm again stuck between second and third gear. Third just has too much understeer, and second is too short. It's just so annoying. You just lose so much time because the car just doesn't want to do it. Well, I came so late that I had 3 minutes of qualifying left, couldn't put a lap in because I invalidated my only attempt that I had. And the setup aggressive preset was fucking garbage. So we yanked some adjustments on it. It is, I guess, drivable sort of. The tire pressures are fucking garbage. Completely unusable. We are way too high on those. And I mean, I guess, and we had to start from the back. There were some pretty stupid GT4 drivers that wrecked in the first 2 seconds of the race and took an M2 driver out that spun in front of me and I couldn't avoid him. So we've got also some damage with us. But I would say we can get P2 here as well, still. P2 will be a bit of a challenge. This guy, I mean, passing on this track is a challenge. But P2 pace-wise should be something you can get. The leader in the Alpine is just too quick. I mean, what the hell? It's like I'm not technically racing with the aggressive preset. I mean, I usually use the aggressive preset to build my setups if I don't have a pre-built setup already. I do it all the time. I whacked some changes on it and that was it. But the car had so much understeer, it's unbelievable when I drove it out for qualifying. And it was already before I even... And I whacked on that already a bunch of changes, so...
Clear on the right.
It's not like I drove this thing with the aggressive preset really out. I always change a bit, but like I use the aggressive preset to start off with. So yeah, but I mean the pressures are completely wrong. I had to close the brake duct so much up. It's like we have 2 brake ducts on the front and 1 on the rear. Just to get the tire temps up. And they're still not particularly high. Um, 27 flat. Plus minus 3, obviously. So yeah. We're overshooting by quite a bit. Car still has a lot of cancerous understeer on it. We're closing slowly in on the car in front, but only by 4/10 this lap. That's not much, and he's 7 seconds up ahead. So we would need a bit of a miracle at that point. A bit of lap time, but it's... I don't feel there's much to give out of this setup. I think the car could give a bit more, but it's just... It's understeering wherever you would want a more speed. I can just not drive it faster than this. There's just a general lack of grip everywhere. And look at that, I'm just going down, down, down on my pace. I'm not able to improve, which is really annoying. Would like to at least go sub 59. There's not much to ask for, technically. This guy's actually running away, I think, this lap from me. It was really annoying how late I ran. If I had like actually some practice in, I would probably do way better. But I just couldn't because I was held up with dinner so long. I only realized today that was like, oh, this will collide with that. Because Mondays I will run late usually. Which creates problems, but it's just... Come on, turn, you shitbox. It would be nice if that red marker wouldn't just constantly rise and instead I get some green. Because I'm not really driving anywhere wrong right now and I'm just still getting up, 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 up. Okay, that's a mistake. I hate... There's so many corners I hate on this fucking track. Just not particularly fun to drive. Great, he lost no time whatsoever getting by that M2. I'm probably gonna lose a bunch of time with it. Oh, hello. I think I don't like this track. It's a really annoying one at that. Oh, come on! Like, there's a bunch of corners that are just like bullshit. And just... Oh, hey, it's not actually an M2, it's the KTM. The other KTM driver that is driving slower than the M2s. Yeah. It's embarrassing. I haven't driven the KTM in months and this guy's going slower than me.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
and that's like already... This car has only 4 rear wing on it, on this set, and I raised the rear right head quite aggressively. And I actually get oversteer here at times. At other times, if I brake slightly late, I would understeer completely off the circuit. I have to brake that early, otherwise I just miss the corner completely. But this corner is like... just understeer hell. I mean, I'm running stupid brake bias settings just to make the car like stop. And the guy is putting good times in now, 15.09. For God's sakes, could you just slow down so we can actually have a fight here? Because I want your position. And you're not particularly competent either. Well, I'm fighting here with like both of my hands tied behind my back. And honestly, that would still be easier than driving this thing right now. I'm not that fast. I mean, there are people who have absolutely no clue how to drive a car. They will obviously struggle to keep up with me. But to be slow enough to like get lapped in a 35-minute race with the same car, with me having absolutely no practice on it and struggling like there's no tomorrow. Yeah, that's a bit embarrassing still. Not gonna lie. When there's a slower class in the race that is, well, in front of you. I'm not getting 58 today. Just saying. 58 is sold out. Not gonna get any. If he doesn't trip up, we're gonna run out of time easily. No questions asked. Feels like the car actually kind of wants to run now finally. I'm able to like consistently extract decent pace out of it. But that's not enough. I don't find the magic second. I would probably need to pull something off. Oh, this corner usually is a non-issue, but like, man, that simple banked right-hander really doesn't want to work. Ooh, 58.6 from the guy in front. It's like, fuck you.
Falling behind to the car in front in sector 3. Well done, mate. Fastest lap so far.
I set my fastest time and he goes faster than me. Oh, come on. It would be fun if we would be close to each other and not like 5 kilometers apart because how I got screwed at the start. But whatever. Drive the Cayman, don't ask me why, or you probably will be fast with that one. I've tried it once around Imola, and yeah, it went quite fast. It's a very easy to drive car, it's not like the Porsche GT3 with its rear engine. It drives very balanced because it's mid-engine effectively. I don't know how where did these 310s suddenly come from braking into that corner? I drove it like I drive it every single lap. And in one lap it's just like, oh here, have 310s. And I'm just like, what? And in another lap, oh, have 210s mine. And I'm just like, what? What is this? I mean, it makes sense when it overshoots like this. But there are other times where it doesn't make sense. I guess there are times where like the ABS fires more. So I enter with higher speed, and the car still makes the corner, so it's faster. And then I have other times where the ABS doesn't fire as much. I get more braking performance. The car actually, you know, stops. The ABS in this car, I'm having it set to 1 to reduce how much interference it does. Because it is, this car's brakes are just something else. The thing is, it can be a very strong car at certain circuits like Hungaroring. It's an absolutely unbeatable. Which car is Gary's driving? Gary is driving a Porsche Cayman in front. He did lose quite a bit of time with passing this M2 in front. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't ID the car either, but looking it up. But yeah, he's driving a Cayman.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
I'm not gonna be particularly patient. Yeah, I wanna get by here. Although he did get held up, but wasn't enough. I closed in. We're still far out. Well, we have one more M2 that is gonna come to our savior most likely for the end of this. At least if I don't miss so many corners. Yeah, the race leader's an Alpine. Mr. Bram is driving a Cayman. The guy behind me, I think, is also driving a Cayman. Yeah, Krieger is driving a Cayman, and then Nielsen is driving a Ginetta. Well, there's not much happening if that's the case. But also not surprising, looking at the time. But yeah, I mean, he will catch that BMW and has to pass him still. Although I don't think that will change the order. He might drop another 2 seconds.
Closing to the car ahead, he's sector 1.
I mean, it's a Beamer, it's not too not a Beamer, Cayman. Not so surprising if he's faster than me in sector 1. Yeah, it seems he lost even less time. But man, that's... And the thing is, you can probably try to trim the understeer out of this and you just get 4-wheel slides instead. Whereas like the worst you can get. Where you just have no grip whatsoever on either axle and the car just doesn't do anything. This thing is just, well, really a reminder of like, because I drove this car for a while as basically my main. I've raced more GT4 than GT3 and then raced basically exclusive to this car. In GT4 I've used the Camaro in one race, I've used the Ginetta in one race, I used the Maserati in 2, actually 3. I've used the Maserati 3 times, and I've used the KTM a lot of times. I've driven entire championships in it, I've won races with it. I have a long history of it.
We're on the podium. Excellent job, mate.
Oh, that was painful. Let's return back to the pits. Setup, current setup. I mean, the temperatures on the track came down, which probably helped me actually reach my temperatures. Man. Right, let's briefly save this set. Despite how garbage it is, I will be racing this season, in this championship in Snetterton. So having something to work with, that is sort of a starting off point, is good, because I'm pretty sure this is still an improvement over the default. Like, this is awful, but it's still better than nothing. Like, replay briefly. And we can show the start here. And yeah, boom. I'm gonna save the replay because that's embarrassing. Yeah, they struggled with like setting up formation. It's like, it's 4 cars that haven't qualified with me. I'm starting last of everyone. And we're rolling to the start. It's green. And there's the crash. And he just kept spinning in my way, unfortunately. How many seconds is it from green till they crash? So here at 40, so race starts. Yep, about 2-3 seconds. I was pretty accurate with my estimation. But yeah, it's very unfortunate for them to be hit then twice by me. There's just nothing I could do. He just got bumped around the entire... I'm gonna try to go around there. And then it's the... I mean, there the Porsche driver dies. Pretty sure these guys have already like left the server way before they even... I think the Porsche driver actually finished the race, still on lead lap. He was not the guy behind me. Where's the Aston? Here's the Aston. He actually also finished. No, it wasn't finished. So yeah, all of them actually finished the race. Where did they actually finish? Yeah, the Aston finished P7. That's Van der Assen, and then Haften in the Cayman. It's the 218 Porsche. Oh, actually, he didn't finish on the lead lap. The Porsche. The Porsche didn't finish on the lead lap.
Green light. Give it all you got.
Yeah, there's Joe Grace who complained about like. Right. Okay, well then. Everybody left. And there's, I think, not much anymore on the replay. Most cars actually flew off the circuit and gave me the overtake very easily, so I didn't have to fight most people. But in the end I couldn't close that guy down. It's just the pace wasn't there with the car. Right, but this was a very short stream because I had to because it's effectively only the 30-minute race. Unfortunately, I had to just... I lost. But this doesn't mean I have to end it now. I can also just pull up something else and drive something else briefly. Content manager. While we're at it. I got a ping on the PLR Discord. What did you? Oh, it's the social media channel. I literally have that channel muted, and you still get at everyone pings from that channel. It's like, why? Why are they doing that? It makes no fucking sense. Why? It's just pain, misery. What do I want to briefly drive? What do I want to jump on the multiplayer server? Favorites. Oh, you're now hosting their servers in Finland? Well, that's interesting. Shitoko Product, their European servers are now in Finland for some reason. I don't know why. Where are... I was looking for the other community Discord because they were saying they were doing some But yeah, right. They are doing some racing on an custom server. In content manager, the problem is like figuring out where the hell they are. Joining them. Well, having to join the voice chat. Oh, maybe I do that. Can I invert this sort order? Because I know their capacity actually for the server, so if I could sort the other way around. No, for some reason it seems their server name isn't appearing in the list. Because it's sorted after capacity, it's not finding that server, which is interesting. It should exist. Well, let us. Because you have to ask to join on. You can't just join through. Maybe they are on that server. Because there's one. Yeah, that's actually them on that server. It's not their server, but they have found a server that they're racing on. Right, I need to actually switch. Let me briefly favorite the server. I need to briefly switch on my shifter. So fuck you, town. Come on, town. Lay yourself back where you belong. Ooh, come on. Stop sliding constantly off the fucking back of the wrist. So, right. Hello? Could I kindly get a cursor? Thank you. So, relaunch content manager. Because you want to make sure, because I noticed yesterday that there is an interesting bug that if you don't launch it the correct order. Let's actually make sure that the shifter's working, because I had that yesterday where it just didn't. I think yesterday was, or the day before, when I wanted to drive some AC and the shifter didn't work for whatever reason. I couldn't figure it out. So. Hasn't switched scene yet. Oh, we're gonna do that manually. Actually, I need to switch back to this screen. Okay. I didn't actually select the car, really. I just joined with the default, I guess. Do I need to increase the final drive ratio or decrease it? Because I have a suspicion that this car might, like, top out, you know? This is the launch light after all, we might, like, actually top out. Okay. We need to slightly adjust the seating position, because this is bad. Right. bit low. Save. Okay then. Well then. I have not raced the new Formula 1 cars in the AC. I'm feeling my headlights aren't working. My gears are working, but I guess I cannot get headlights. Well, I'm not particularly the biggest fan of like high speeds open wheelers. Except historic Formula 1 cars. Like, oh, now my headlights are working, I see. Or not. Guess I'm on the shit. Oh, I don't get lighting on my dash. Oh, fucking yeah! I invalidated the lap by flying off the circuit. Oh yeah, my controller isn't responding at all. Those button mappings aren't working. Why? Why AC? Why at times are you not taking your button mappings? So I won't have headlights. Whatever. We'll actually have daytime, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, it's a bit of a handful, this car. Oh, I have somebody burnt me. Old historic DTM cars. Fifth, yeah. For fluke floods? What share will I take? Will I take? Well, we have a 6th gear. That is something. first gear. Could have probably skipped to 4th instead of going down to 5th. Oh, I was wondering why there was briefly a yellow flag displayed on my HUD, but it stopped before I even came up to the car. Whoa! What the hell? That's a sudden time of day change. Probably down to 2nd would have been better. Right, back up the mountain. Right. Back up the hill, yeah. Oh, this is awkward. I'm staying 5th. It's probably not faster, but we're just gonna stay 5th. Mood curve. Yeah, mood curve was scary there. Yeah. Vipperman. Well, technically Vipperman is this section here. Out of Brunchen, up to Ice Curve. A lot of cars, it's a constant like up a gear, down a gear. Obviously in H pattern it's a bit more work. Food Bell of S here. Sideways. Oh god, these cars are definitely a joy to drive, but they are a real handful. Like this thing wants to wreck loose constantly. The other times you get understeer. So, I guess I clocked the lap in. 'Cause I think the timing is there. I mean, we can get slowed down here in time. Let's actually stall the car briefly. You can switch to this overlay, I guess, yeah? Oops, I'm the fastest. I have accidentally put the fastest time in. Let's hunt these guys. I don't know about how much, but put a 7 minutes lap time in. That's not how, in which direction you're supposed to travel, I guess. Flugplatz with a down gear. Well, the BMW is looking quite second-hand there. But that Alpha is definitely going quick because I'm not closing him really in. I think my Delta is stalled. I haven't seen that with AC that my Delta over there has seemingly just frozen up and died. Again, I could have skipped the gear down. No! Ouch. Yeah, my performance delta has decided to just freeze up. I don't know why it has. Or the performance delta of AC has decided to just stall out itself. Let's see. Oh, only 2 people have a lap time in. That explains half the thing. Because most likely a lot of people are just switching between cars, so down a lot of like lap times actually clocked by people. Which explains a thing or two. Right. I think I'm gonna end it here. After having like done a lap and 2 bits. I think that's enough for tonight. I think I will probably drive a bit more, but I think I will be doing that off stream. So I can join the VC without disturbing them too much. Right. Nope. Switch overlays. Right. Okay then. I would say see you next time. Yeah, because I was briefly facing the wrong way, and I have a slightly different HUD in AC that replaces like a bunch of icons and stuff, and that was replaced alongside with like the top left. I mean, it would be there for you. In the corner of my eye, I could sometimes see the yellow flags. So yeah, and the car just stalled out. Oh well. Alright then. I would say see you the next time. Bye bye. May.